Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond.
And I'm Tyler.
And this is In Trans Hearts.
Trans Heart.
we are talking about, the subject today is the separation between gays and the transsexual community.
And we're just discussing. This topic was brought up from a site that we all participate on, and it was one of the forum threads that they were talking about. Do we think that the transgender community should be separate from the LGBT community? So as to not being a LGBT, it'll just be LGB and then trans. So I think one of us will end up playing devil's advocate, but honestly, we both believe that it shouldn't be. So I guess we'll start from there. Why do we believe it shouldn't be separated? And I'll let Diamond go first.
Well, I think it shouldn't be separated, first of all, because we are all sexual deviants. We're not according to mainstream.
Exactly.
So we're all sexual deviants. So therefore, we all are battling the same fight. I think they all use. I think they use religion, perversion, procreation, all kinds of things against us. So whether you be lesbian, whether you be transsexual, whether you be gay, whether you be intersex, whatever the difference of us is, they still use the same thing against us to make us look bad and demoralize us and dehumanize us. They use us the same thing. So I feel like we're fighting collectively. We're fighting the same enemy, trying to reach the same goal. So why would we separate ourselves from each other? We're the same thing. You can say we're not the same thing. I want you to understand we're not the same thing, but we are fighting the same battle. So why wouldn't we be together?
Also, to speak on that I know from the last video that we actually gave thanks to the LGBT community for allowing in the bill for their fight in helping include us in the bill.
Exactly.
So I think too, for those purposes, the LGBT community has been fighting for the trans community, and I know it's horrible that a lot of us aren't involved collectively, but we've been riding on their coattails, and it's been for a good cause. It's been like we've had to do that because half of the things that we have is because of the LGBT fight for the transgenders. Now, we're not saying the transgenders don't fight or don't picket or don't do anything as far as that, because we know, just in trans history, we know what we've done as far as trans, empowerment. However, for the most part, we know that transgenders aren't being involved in these fights that are happening to keep us together. Keep us rolling with the Joneses, which is the Joneses that main society, and the gays and the lesbians have been helping us do that, and as simple as that. So those are my reasons for us not being, separating our ties. I do understand that there does need to be a transgender sidebar. There needs to be a transgender sidebar.
But that's for all of them. It needs to be a lesbian sidebar. It needs to be a intersex sidebar. It needs to be a gay sidebar. It needs to be all of that.
Just for self-recognition. Just for self-recognition. And you know that these things are specifically to this specifically to them, because it just shows the empowerment. It shows all that kind of stuff. So these are things that I do believe. However, as a separation where there is no LGBT community umbrella thing, I think that's stupid, and I think it's like, it would be like the craziest thing. You know what I'm saying? We as transgenders are not self-sufficient as far as our fight. Simple as that, and we should know that, and we shouldn't be silly to think that that we are. You know what I'm saying?
That we can do this alone.
Exactly.
Our numbers, one of the things that I said in the forum is that our numbers are too small. as far as the gay community and as far as the transsexual community and lesbian community. Our numbers are too small. We have to come together to get things passed. And I was saying that the beginning of the millennium was the gay era. You had Will and Grace. You had Brokeback Mountain. You had all of these things that were putting Ellen. Well, Ellen was kind of 90s.
Yeah.
You know, that whole decade between 95 and 2005. It was the, you know, it was the gay time, the lesbian and gay time. Now, coming into past 2005 to probably 2015, it's going to be an explosion of transsexual stuff. You see it.
And it's coming. And it's coming. You see it in your face.
You see the rappers. I've never heard of a transsexual rapper, and like we was talking about before, people are getting recognition. You've seen a transsexual character in Dirty Sexy Money. You're starting to see it more and more often in sitcoms,
talk shows, these reality shows,
and you know, you got Transamerica. You know, that's a breakthrough. You have a Soldier Girl. That's a breakthrough. You get all these things that deal with transsexual issues coming to the forefront, and it's time for it. But you got to understand that the gays had to come through first because they're the most recognizable right now. We're starting to be acknowledged. We're starting to be acknowledged past the freakism, past the
sexual deviant,
or circus freaks, as I like to call them. They're starting to look at us as human and past that, and looking at our stories and looking at us as human beings. So it's like I feel we have to give thanks to them, and not be wanting to be separated. I didn't really realize that people wanted to be separated from the gay community.
What trips me out the most is that certain people are that, and I don't like calling people ignorant, but that's exactly what it is. You're that ignorant to think that we are that self-sufficient as far as fighting for our rights and stuff like that. And I know people think that it sounds weird coming from a transsexual, but I recognize that we're not self-sufficient as far as our struggle and our fight. I recognize that.
And then I when it comes to gay stuff and transsexual stuff, I always make a parallel and a correlation between the civil rights movement and our movement. Just like back in the slavery times, and when people were trying to get free and trying to get break through Jim Crow, there was times when we needed white people to be on our side.
Exactly.
We needed somebody on the other side or with connections to the mainstream to tweak some things and do some things and to make it work for us, to make our cause.
The LGBT are our abolitionists.
Right. They are the ones who are fighting in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who, you know, pull us through.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I pay homage to the gays.
Exactly. And we said that the last video we made about that, the end of the video. I know we were saying a lot of stuff about how, you know, we just want to thank gays for allowing us to ride on their coattails. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that transgenders are sometimes quite selfish. And I think that a lot of times we're so singularly caught up in ourselves, that a lot of us don't look at us as a whole. Because within our own, we're super separated within our own. And there's many separations as far as that is. The passability separation, the beauty separation, even in our the racial, even in ours, you know, these girls are, you know, considerably beautiful, and these girls are considerably beautiful, or these ones, you know, and if you're this color, this, and you know what I'm saying. So even in our, you know, there's a lot of separation issues because a lot of times we are selfish people. It's a trait of transsexuals because everything
is human.
Yeah, but I think because but I think it's to the forefront in transsexuals because everything's about self.
Everything's about
fixing self or doing something with self
and projecting something to people, how people see us. So we want to see different models.
So I think with that's what rifts our our connection. Our rifts are, you know, are coming together to try to be more sufficient as far as, you know, being on our own. I think if anything, there has to be a coming together of things, and I think a lot of times transsexuals tend not to do that.